Good morning, Mrs. Cooper. I'm Georgia Davis. It's nice to finally meet you.
Here's your coffee. Please have a sip.
Thank you. Um, by the way, I have my lesson plans with me, and it would be great to get some critiques from you.
Oh, the pleasure is all mine, dear. So, these are the classes you'll start with. Freshman English, 4 classes, about 150 students. Some of them are just out of juvenile hall. To give you advice, don't pay so much attention to those who are wearing ankle caps. They might be one or two, but they are surely pain in the ass. So, where are we? You see here, we'll have to do major revisions on your lesson plans. If you look at their scores, they might got D's and F's on their evaluations.
All right, I'll take note of that. That is very helpful.
It's too bad you weren't here even 2 years ago. You know, we used to have the highest scholastic records in the district. But since voluntary integration was suggested, we fell behind from being an A-list school.
Well, actually, I chose Middleton because of the integration program. I think this school would be a great platform for me to share my advocacy. Plus, it would be a really exciting teaching experience. My father was a former civil rights activist, and I remember at that time, he always brought me with him with one of their marches. And it gave me this urge to pursue law school. But I realized it would take me years to finally defend a kid, and I just want to maximize my time in dedicating myself in my passion. And there's no other way for me to serve my purpose than to educate the youth. And maybe, not in the courtroom, but I can still inspire, touch those precious lives in a classroom setting. That is why I'm here.
Well, that's very inspiring indeed, Georgia. Let me be honest with you. I think you're a lovely, intelligent woman, and I admire your commitment and enthusiasm. But you're a first-time teacher, dear. As the head of this department, I want you to prepare yourself in dealing with what we really have to face here. I have to be confident that you are capable of this job.
I am competent. I know I have a lot to learn as a teacher, but I'm a very good student. I am, and I really want to be here.
Then, I have high hopes for you. Good luck on your first day.
Hi. Hello. My name is Georgia Davis. Welcome to Freshman English. Okay. Walter Adams. Jasmine Guerrero.
It's Jasmine, not Jasmine.
Hasmin. Hey, young lady, where do you think?
Cool your jets. I'm just going to use the bathroom.
Millie Hudson. Joseph Lim. Alan Munoz. Is that correct?
Over here.
Thank you. Chester Smith.
Man, what am I doing in here?
This class get people in here who came from slums and looking like they don't get shower for days. You know what I'm saying. Smells like garbage in here.
Are you Chester?
Yeah,
Well, for some reason, they have you registered in this class.
yeah, and that's just stupid.
It's the dumb class. It means you're too dumb.
Man, say it to my face.
I just did. See what I mean? Dumb.
Look, I beat that ass, homeboy.
Can you please sit back down? Please, sit back to your seats.
You don't know anything about me, pal. Sit your bang ass down, homie.
I will run that off the field. Don't you dare try me, bud.
Excuse me, may you please get some help in here?
You saw a little action today, I hear.
Yeah, it happened so fast.
Well, don't be discouraged. You put your time in a few years, you'll be able to teach juniors and maybe the distinguished honors classes. By then, most of your kids will be gone anyway.
What do you mean?
Well, eventually, they just stop coming.
Well, if I do my job, they might be lining up at the door, right? Good morning, class.
So what, we get drunk. So what, we smoke weed. We're just having fun. We don't care who sees. So what, we go out.
Let me get a lighter,
that's how it's supposed to be.
Cause you know I'm high as fuck.
Living young and wild.
Keep that in there.
And free.
I have this idea. We're going to be covering poetry. Who here likes rap music? Raise your hand. I want you to listen to the lyrics of the song. It has an example of internal rhyme. Actually, rap music has very sophisticated and cool elements to it.
You think we don't know that? A white girl's going to teach us about rap? Seriously?
No, not that. You see, what I was trying to do is.
Are you trying to insult us or something? We are not dumb as you think we are. Do you have any idea what you're doing up there? Have you ever been a teacher before? Classic white girl bitch.
And the teacher gets nailed.
Alright, Alan, that's enough. You know what? I want you to move to this front seat right here, now.
Well, there you are. I was this close to falling from your action. Angelic face, a down smile, what a clown.
I don't want to hear any more words that come out of that filthy mouth. Switch with Walter. Come on.
Please, don't do this. I can't go back there.
It will be fine.
I am not going up there without my brothers.
How come is that? Can I ask a question? If the Latinos, or the Asians, or the blacks, or the whites, or whoever they are, if they weren't here, do you think everything would turn out fine and easy for you all?
Of course.
Of course.
It will be better.
It will be better. We were here first.
That's what you really think, huh?
You don't know anything, homegirl. You don't know how the pain we feel. You don't know what we got to do. You got no respect for how we live. You got us in here teaching us like you know it all. and then we got to go out there again? And what are you telling me about that? What are you doing here that makes us different to my life?
You don't feel respected. Is that what you're saying, Alan? Well, maybe you're not. But to get respect, you have to give it.
That's ridiculous. Why should I give you respect to you? Because you're a teacher? I don't know you. How do I know you're not a bad person standing up there? How do I know you're not a liar standing up there? I'm not just going to give you respect because you're called a teacher.
White people always want everyone respect, like they deserve it for free.
I'm a teacher. It doesn't matter what color I am.
It's all about color. It's about people deciding what you deserve, about people wanting what they don't deserve, and about white thinking they run this world no matter what. You see, I hate white people.
You hate me,
Yeah,
but you don't know me.
I know what you can do. I saw White Cop shoot my friend in the back for reaching into his pocket. His pocket. I saw White Cops break into my house and take my father for no reason. Except they feel like it. Except because they can. And they can because they're white. So I hate white people on sight.
Walter, do you have anything to say?
Can I please get out of here?
Lady, stop acting like you're trying to understand our situation. And just do your little baby sitting up there.
That's all you think this is? You think you're going to make it to graduation like this?
Lady, I'm lucky if I make it to 18. We are in war. We are graduating every day we live because we are not afraid to die protecting our own. Unless when you die for your own, you would respect and you die a warrior.
So when you're dead, you get respect. Is that what you think? You know what's going to happen when you die? You're going to rot in the ground. People are going to go on living and they're going to forget everything about you. And when you rot, do you think it's going to matter whether you were an original gangster? You're dead. And nobody is going to want to remember you because all you left behind in this world is greed, hatred, and violence. Good morning. Let's just wait for the others.
I have not heard from you lately. How are you doing? How's work?
Dad,
I was asking your husband.
Work is fine. It's a great company. I pretty much run the computer data department, and the money is good for now.
I thought you were an architect.
he is. He's just taking a break.
With your brains, you could run a major corporation. Instead, I worry all night because you are a teacher at farm school.
Can you hear what you're saying? How many times have I listened to you about civil rights movements?
These gangs are criminals, not activists. You're going to waste your talent on people who don't give a damn about dedication. It breaks my heart. I tell you the truth.
Well, I'm sorry. I can't help that.
Think this is good enough for her?
Yeah, I do. Look, Jeff, if Georgia thinks she can teach these kids, she can. You telling her that she can't will just make her mad. So, he doesn't like your job. So what? Why do you let it go to your hand?
I don't know. It just does. I'm not used to disappointing him. Why isn't being a teacher good enough for him?
Honey, calm down. You know, except for marrying me, you never seriously disappoint him. It's fine if he doesn't think I'm good enough for you. That's what fathers do. I'm sure I'll be that way someday. Look, stop worrying about being his perfect daughter.
It's not exactly how I pictured it, but I'm really sure about this.
Then I support you. You're a teacher because you say you are.
Good morning, Mrs. Cooper. Can I borrow some of these books for my kids? What about this? Romeo and Juliet. It's a great gang story.
That's William Shakespeare. They won't be able to read that. Look at their reading scores. And if I give your kids these books, I'll never see them again. If I do, they will be done with.
We can try. The books are just sitting here and are not being used at all.
Not the books. This is what we give them. But even this, look how they treat them.
But it is a condensed version. Mrs. Cooper, they know they get this because no one thinks they're smart enough for real books.
Well, I don't have the budget to buy new books every semester when these kids don't return them.
So what do I do? Buy their books myself?
Well, it's up to you, but you'd be wasting your money.
You don't understand. It would be a great learning opportunity for them. They could relate to the stories.
God, listen to what you're saying. It's a whole different story. It's not like it's a feud between two wealthy and powerful families. They are involved in drugs and gang violence. Look what they turned this school into.
And you blame these kids? We're the adults, and we're the teachers. It's our duty to feed those minds. They are not even aware that bullying should not be tolerated and normalized. That is the main reason why they need to be educated. They must be prepared for what the future holds for them. Is there someone else I can speak to about this?
Excuse me?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to overstep your authority. I would never do that. I can't think of anything else to make them interested in reading.
You can't make someone want an education. You don't know the first thing about these kids. The best you can do is to try to get them obey and to learn discipline. That would be a tremendous accomplishment for them.
Good morning, class. So for today, we're going to play a game, alright? It's a lot of fun, I promise. Look, you can either sit in your seats reading those workbooks, or you can play a game. Either way, you're in here until the bell rings. Okay, this is called the line game. I'm going to ask you some questions. If that question applies to you, you step onto the line, and then you step back away for the next question. Easy, right? The first question: how many of you have the new Snoop Dogg album? Okay, back away. Next question: how many of you have seen Boys in the Hood? Okay, next question: how many of you know someone, a friend or a relative, who was or is in a juvenile hall or jail? How many of you have in juvenile hall or jail for any length of time?
Does a refugee camp count?
You decide. Now, I'm going to ask you more serious questions. How many of you know where to get drugs right now? How many of you know someone in a gang? Um, Stand on the line if you've lost a friend to gang violence.
Refugee camp count?
Stay on the line if you've lost more than one friend. Three. Four and above. Thank you all very much. Now, I have something for each of you. Everyone has their own story, and it's important to tell your story even to yourself. So, what we're going to do is, we're going to write every day in these journals. You can write whatever you want, the past, the present, the future. You can write it like a diary, or you can write songs, poems, any good thing, bad thing, anything. But you have to write every day. Keep a pen nearby whenever you feel the inspiration, and they won't be graded. How can I give an A or B for writing the truth, right? And I will not read them unless you give me permission. I will need to see that you've made an entry, but I'll do just this. Skim to see that you have written something on that day. Now, if you want me to read it, there is a cabinet over there. That has a lock on it. I will keep that open during class, and you can leave your journal there if you want me to read it. I will lock that cabinet at the end of every class. Okay? So, you can each come up one by one and take your own journal. Whenever you're ready. I think they're starting to like me. You know what we did earlier? God, if you were there, you would also tear up.
I mean, what's not to like?
Hey, why are you being so quiet? What's the matter? Is there something wrong?
No. Well, it's just, I want to hear all this. I do. It's just, I feel like we have not talked about anything other than your job in like forever.
I'm sorry. Well, what's going on at work?
Nothing. I don't want to talk about that either. I just want to hang out. I want to be home. You've been free to work up lately. What do you think if we unwind this weekend?
Honey, I can't. I'm a concierge in a hotel on weekends.
You're a concierge in a hotel?
It's just weekends. And the bonus is, I get employer rates if you want to check in some other time.
A bra-selling, English teacher, hotel concierge. You told me your part-time job was temporary.
It is. I just don't know for how long.
What if I said no? I don't want to work in 3 jobs.
I'm just trying to do my job, and I can make it work.
By getting 2 more jobs? That's not the point. You can do anything. We know that already. It's just that you didn't even ask me. I don't understand.
Mike, this is our time to go after what we want when we're young, before we have a family. Maybe this is the perfect time for you to go back to school. Get your architect's degree. Wouldn't that be great? Hasmin, I've been looking for you. Can I talk to you for a second? It's been days now, since the last time Alan showed up in class. And there are rumors circulating around the school about his sudden disappearance. You know you can tell me everything, right?
The truth is, Miss Davis, a few nights ago, Alan called me. He told me that when he got home, he saw his brother being dragged by police officers. The authority doesn't show enough evidence to hold him to their custody. But no matter how hard he convinced the police that his brother is innocent and begged to set him free, they still arrested his brother. He's crying while asking for help, but I can do nothing. I've been texting him for days, but I have not received any response from him yet. Maybe he needs more time.
I hope he's fine. Let's just give him space to think things over, I guess. Thank you for telling me, Hasmin. It really means a lot. Oh, the flag ceremony is about to start. It's goodbye for now. We'll talk again later.
Alan, no!
Fight for your own people, baby. Protect your own blood at all costs.
It, it was Chester. He is the one who started the shooting. Chester Smith killed Walter. In America, a girl can be crowned a princess for her beauty and her grace, but an Aztec princess is chosen for her blood in Long Beach. It all comes down with what you look like. If you're Latino or Asian or black, you could get blasted anytime you walk out your door. We fight each other for territory. We kill each other over race, pride, and respect. We fight for what is ours. I don't even know how this war started. It's just two sides who treat each other way back. Who cares about the history behind it? I am my father's daughter, and I will protect my own no matter what.
If you look into my eyes, you will see a lovely girl. If you look at my smile, you will see nothing wrong. But if you pull up my shirt, you will see the bruises. I can still feel the sting of the belt on my back and my legs. I watched my mother being half beaten to death and watched his blood and tears stream down her face. I felt useless and scared and furious at the same time. One time, I couldn't pay the rent, and that night, he stopped us on the street and pointed to the concrete. He said, "Pick a spot." I was always the person that was going to get pregnant before I turned 16 and drop out like my mom. That will never happen.
Kent was my boy. He had my back plenty of times. We had like one feast, me and him one on. I sat there until the police came. But when they come, all you see is a dead body, a gun, and a nigga. They took me to juvenile hall. First night was scariest. Inmates banging on the walls, throwing up their gun signs, yelling here and there. I cried my first night. Can never let anybody know that. I spent the next 5 years in and out of cell. Every day I worry when I be free. Before, nobody cares about me. So, why should I bother coming to school? Thanks to Miss Davis. Today marks my freedom from my fast. My mom kicked me out when I got jumped into a gang life. But I'd like her to see me graduate.
At 16, I see more dead bodies than a mortician. During the Cambodia War, we were fortunate to be included in the rescue operation that happens to take survivors to refugee camps. But the temporary settlement area stripped away my father's dignity. He was abused and traumatized that made him go insane. Sometimes, he also tries to hurt my mom and me. It left my mother with no choice but to live and challenge our fate as an undocumented immigrant in the United States of America. I feel like I always have to protect my family as the only man left, but nobody ever listens to a teenager. Everybody thinks you should be happy just because you're young. They don't see the wars we fight every single day. From this day forward, I will not tolerate abuse from anyone. I am strong.
My brother taught me what life is for young people of color. Do what you have to use, deal, whatever. Learn what colors to learn. Gang boundaries. You can stay on one corner. Learn to be quiet. A wrong word can get you popped. Every time I step out my door, I face the risk of being shot. To the outside world, I am just another dead body on street corner. It's a crazy life. Once you're in, there's no getting out. I am a soldier on the streets. Every day, I fight for my life in an undeclared war. Reading became my escape from reality. Every voice that told me can't, is silence. Every reason that tells me things will never change, disappears. And the person I was before, I read my first book in Miss Davis' class. That person turn is over. Now, it's my turn. I am ready to turn the pages of yesterday and begin to write the new chapters of my life.
Not every white person is entitled to have an ideal life. I've been through the worst moments in my short 14 years of existence. I was having trouble deciding what candy I wanted. Then, I heard gunshots. I looked down to see that my brother had blood coming out of his back and his mouth. The next day, my mother was crying, begging for more time as if she were grasping for her last breath of air. She held me as tight as she could and cried. And they told me where we were being evicted. My mother has no family to lean on, no money coming in. So I asked myself, why bother coming to school or getting good grades if I am homeless? But I made a couple of friends who were in my English class last year, and it hit me. Miss Davis, my crazy English teacher, is the only person that made me think of hope. Whenever I'm entering room 203, I feel better. I walk into our class and feel as though all the problems in life are not so important anymore. I am home.
It was my fault. The shooting was my fault. Arrest me. Your bags are packed. Where are you going? Wait, hold on. Why are you doing this? Because I don't pay enough attention to you?
No, that's not it. I feel like I'm living a life I just did not agree to. Georgia, it's too hard.
Your life is too hard?
I think what you're doing is noble. It's good and I am proud of you. I really am. But I don't want to get in your way for pursuing your passion. I just want to live a life and not feel bad about it.
I'm not trying to make you feel bad.
You don't have to try.
I didn't plan on becoming responsible for these kids.
Well, who asked you to?
No one asked me.
They are not even your kids.
Why do I have to be asked, Mike? I finally realized what I'm supposed to be doing, and I love my career. When I'm helping these kids make sense of their lives, everything about my life makes sense to me. How often does a person get that?
Then, what do you need me for?
You're my husband. Why can you stand by me and be a part of it, the way wives support husbands?
Because I can't be your wife. I wish I could make that sound less awful. Georgia, you know, if you have to choose between us and the class, who would you pick?
If you love me, how can you ever ask me that?
Georgia, look at me. This is all there's ever been to me. This is it. I'm not one of those kids. I don't have any more potential. See? You don't want to be here either. Because if you did, would you be in the classroom every night?
That's not true. I want to be with you. I love you.
You love the idea of me.
But it's such a great idea.
I know.
Bye, Miss Davis.
Congratulations! I am very proud of you.
Thanks, Miss Davis. I will be forever grateful to you. I have made terrible mistakes in life, and I deeply regret what I did in the past. But if you would ask me if I regret that I surrender myself, if I can just hide, the answer is no. Justice must be served. Freedom is nothing else but a chance to live your truth and trust the process. Hence, there is no freedom without justice. It is much better to willingly accept the penalty of imprisonment than to become a prisoner of your conscience that will never set you free. I have forgiven myself, and I hope that I can also have the forgiveness of those people that I have caused pain and suffering in his time. The warm messages from room 203 are what gave me hope. These letters made me look forward every single day to keep on fighting as things will eventually fall into place. was never easy, but reading these pieces that came from their hearts made it less difficult. It may be just pieces of paper for others, but for me, these are my weapons to defeat what is killing me inside and endure life as there will always be a silver lining. These are the letters of hope.